Hello, this is Sebastian from socialanxietysolutions.com, and welcome and having a little bit of a brief interview with Graham about his experience of the 30-day social confidence challenge. Now, this is quite unformatted. It's just going to be a very short, casual conversation, and Graham is also a member of our social confidence club, but you'll hear about that at some other point. Right now, we're talking about the 30-day challenge, and I ran the 30-day social confidence challenge in March, April, May. I ran two within a 2.5 month time span, and I really liked it. People really liked it. It's kind of a good time. And I've got another one coming up that's starting the 1st of January, 2021. So in a couple of weeks from the shooting of this video. And the format of that is you receive an email every day and you receive a video every day. And in that email, I tell a story, or I share a technique, or I share a mindset, or I talk about a past clients, or whatever it is. And then at the end of that email, you get a particular exercise. And that exercise almost always, almost on all days, is go watch this video. And that video will then be a 5, 10, sometimes 15-minute video of me talking in screen, just like this, and guiding you usually through a tapping experience to get a shift in your body and to start releasing and chipping away at some of your social anxiety. It's the 30-day challenge is really to bridge your belief system to help you see, wow, I can actually change this. You'll get lots of video testimonials of people who have made particular transformations. Some of them made the full-on transformation from social anxiety to social ease. Other people are somewhere else on the journey. You hear about the 5 stages to go from social anxiety to social confidence. And it's just really exciting. And one of the cool things about it is that you're going to go through it with thousands of others who are also dealing with social anxiety. And underneath each video every day, all of the people, well, not all of the people, lots of people are in the comment section. You can be in the comment section totally anonymously, and you'll see lots and lots of conversations take place of people sharing what their experience is like. And since it's typically a big secret for people, likely for you too, this is very helpful as well. So it's a very supportive way of going through this. So this, when you join this and you put in, you actually join it, you don't just sign up, but you actually read the emails and follow along with the videos, is going to be a very powerful transformation and will kick your 2021 off with a bang. So with that little pre-frame, Graham, you went through the 30-day challenge, and let me just start off by asking, what did you like best about it?
I don't know if it was one particular thing. It was a variety of things, actually. So I really liked the idea that on each particular day, there was something actually like there was something drawing me to each particular day. So the accountability for sure, especially because my resistance to do it was quite strong at that point. I hadn't really got my momentum going yet. So the fact that I knew each day you would be releasing a new video, I felt accountable for that to actually be showing up and doing it. And even if I missed a day, I still had the recording and I could actually go back and run it through a couple of times, because some of the ones that I really enjoyed, I would actually be running through 3 or 4 times, just letting it sink in more. So yeah,
it's a good point what you said. I experienced a lot of resistance. So I did these 2 challenges. I did a second one 3 weeks after I ran the first one, because the first one was such a success. People loved it so much. And also I had a lot of time on my hand because I was in lockdown. That's also the truth. And but the people that joined the challenges, more than 50%, did not even start the challenge. So they signed up for it and then didn't do it. What would you say to people like that?
Yeah, I was definitely one of those people, not who didn't actually complete the challenge, but I definitely had that feeling. Even at the start of each day, there was that kind of resistance, like maybe another time kind of feeling. And I think just being aware of the fact that that's going to be a thing you're going to have to deal with at the start, you're going to get past it, and enough momentum will actually get built up that the train will continue to run without you almost at that point. But almost at the start, when the resistance is really strong, it's almost like there's a part of you trying to keep yourself safe by not doing it, but try to like marshal more of that other part of you that says, no, this is like good for me and this will help me, because it really does help you and it really is good for you. So just try to listen more to that side of yourself, still knowing that there is going to be resistance. So yeah, just being aware of that, really making yourself, however you can do it, like if you have to go for a run or whatever, come back, whatever you can do to find the motivation to actually start it, because you just have to start it and keep going every day. And then by the end of the 30 days, it's like a big transformation.
Mm. And yeah, you have to force yourself to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
That's basically what it comes down to, because there's
Yeah.
a part of you that's screaming like, no, I'd rather go, pat my cat, watch Netflix, do whatever. I mean, some people are excited, but there's a fair bit of people that are experiencing a lot of resistance. And so then it's like, yeah, I don't want to do this. I'll do it one day. You come up with lots of excuses. I'll do it the next time. Or, um, and I think part of a lot of the resistance, by the way, we're addressing resistance in depth within the challenge, and dedicating several days of it to of the challenge to working on resistance. A lot of what I think that causes people resistance is thinking, well, this is not going to work for me. This might work for other people, but this will just be another thing that won't work for me. I've tried CBT, I've done hypnosis, I've done NLP, I've done this, that, blah, blah, blah. Nothing works for me. So if I'm going to start this, then this will be another thing that just won't show up to do the work. Like I see all of these other people make transformation, but for me, it's going to be yet another disappointment. So I don't want to face that. So don't go there. Don't even try it. Which is very sad, because um, that attitude that has naturally slipped in when you try something and it's supposed to work and then it doesn't, that's a big disappointment. And then you can start thinking, oh my God, is there something wrong with me? Is it really all broken up there? Am I the toughest case around? And that kind of thinking is very common. But if you let those voices dominate, and that tiny sliver of hope, if you don't listen to that voice, then no change is going to happen. If you keep doing what you've always been doing, nothing is going to be different, right? It's only common sense. So you got to force yourself to listen to that little bit of hope and just do it anyway. Yeah. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I would just say like skepticism is fine, because I was very skeptical as well, but it's like I think the 30-day format was really cool, and it was really cool for me as well, because it provides the ability to have an experience. And once you've actually had an experience with tapping, then it all starts to make sense. It's just when you're standing at the gate almost looking into it, then it's like seems pretty ridiculous. But once you actually go through the days each day, you do the tap along, even if you feel stupid doing it, like find a private place in your house, say it in your head, whatever, then you actually have the experience, and then it all starts to make sense after that. It's just standing back from the gate. If you never actually jump in, then yeah, as you said, nothing is really going to happen, and there's no better moment to start than now. It sounds a little cliche, but yeah, you just got to jump into it, and it will definitely change things.
And to give you some scarcity, it is indeed not going to happen for another year, because it takes a lot of time, resources, and energy to put this thing together. So it's I'm just doing it this time. And to add on to what you're saying, I had Dawson Church, PhD researcher, on my podcast, and he talks about, there's more than 100 scientific studies backing up EFT, the technique that you're going to be learning about, that you're going to be guided through. And there's more than 100 scientific studies backing up its effectiveness. And these are, there are several randomized control trials, as well as meta-analyses, which is like the highest, it's the gold standard of science. So there's lots and lots of science backing up its effectiveness. This is what he said on the podcast. He's like, but the biggest convincer for people is to actually feel shifts in your body. When you are tuned into a particular fear and you rate it an 8 out of 10, and you do a tap along, and 10 minutes later, that fear is not an 8 anymore, but it's a 5, or it's even a 0, which often happens as well. You're like, oh my God, I feel really different now. There is something going on with this odd looking technique, right? Yeah, cool. What did you get out of it?
A lot. At that point, when was that? May or April? Something like that. Yeah, as I was saying, like the resistance was still very strong. And also my mood was just generally not the greatest at that time. And then, yeah, I really like the different stages. I won't like talk too much about them right now, but yeah, just the whole thing together was such a difference between like where I started at and then where I ended up at, especially when I went back and started to do more of the videos again. And that was really cool. Like if there was a particular one on like compassion that I really liked, then I would go back and I would do that one like 3 or 4 times and then just really sink it in. So yeah, what did I get out of it? Probably the self-compassion thing was the biggest one for me. Because I was beating myself up like so much at the start, and I was honestly still doing it a little bit at the end as well, but it was still a big difference, right? It didn't completely clear it for me, but it definitely reduced it a lot. And I was like on my own team. I was starting to be more of a friend to myself at that point rather than like an enemy, kind of like a Gollum Smeagol kind of relationship that switched around.
Right.
And then yeah, I was more like on my own side. So yeah.
Awesome. It's an experience, like it's a 30-day challenge. And when you've had social anxiety for your whole life, such as most people going through the challenge, it's unlikely, this is the truth, that you're going to resolve your social anxiety within these 30 days. But it is very likely that you're going to chip away at it and things are going to improve. And for some people, that will be this much improvement. And for some people, it will be this much improvement. I cannot tell that beforehand. It's different for different people. And different people get different outcomes from it. For some people, the negative critical inner voice begins to shift around and turns a lot more compassionate. For other people, their anxiety intensity reduces significantly. Some people notice that in particular situations, they don't feel anxious anymore. Other people start to become nicer towards themselves. Other people become more lighthearted and more easygoing. It's different for different people, because I talk about this a lot in the challenge as well. It's a journey to go from where you're at to effortless social ease. And there are different stages along that journey. There are 5 stages that I've defined actually, and I'll talk about that at great length. And there are different milestones along the way. There are 21 milestones that I'll be talking about as well. But you're going on a bit of a ride, but it's very empowering because because of the information that is shared, the mindsets. Like, I've been doing this work professionally since 2009. I've been a coach in 2009, but I started looking for social anxiety solutions when I was 17. So that's almost 20 years ago. So the first 8 years, I was obsessed with personal development and psychology and this, that, and the other. And then when I found tapping and energy psychology, I started to combine that. And what I've put in these 30 days is the best of the best. The most essential core concepts, the most empowering information from 19 years of all of that. Having spent about $120,000 on coaches and therapy and trainings all over the world. So it is really, really empowering information, and it stacks on top of each other. So you force yourself, if you have to start day one, and that will give you a bit of a boost, and it will get you, it will build some anticipation for day two. Now you go to day two, and now you've got some momentum going, and you build anticipation for day three. Lots of people were saying in the comment section, I've never made it so far in a challenge, or I feel excited doing this work, or I'm looking forward to the new video. Because it's built up in such a way that it's building you up. It's helping you change your belief system about what is possible in terms of change, how your psychology works. There's a lot in this. So, have hope. There's good reason to be hopeful. Okay. And there's no, fluffy uber positivity. This is real. Like, I'm not sharing things that are not true, because why would I? That will not help you, it will not help me, it will not help anyone. I'm only sharing things that are true, and that it is sometimes very realistic. So that's it. So join it, get excited about it. And if you haven't registered yet, go to bit.ly/social confidence challenge. That is bit.ly/social confidence challenge. Graham, what do you think? You got anything else to say?
I don't think so. Just
Yeah.
it was cool. It's really cool connecting with people around the world as well. I liked that. Different locations, but like one common goal, and everybody is trying to help themselves. So
Exactly. I love the vibe in how nice people actually are
oh man, it
to each other.
shocked me. Yeah. It
Yeah.
shocked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful people. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So very warm, friendly, non-judgmental environment of everyone supporting each other, because you're going through a tough time. That's the reality of the situation. So what you need in that moment is compassion and inspiration and motivation, and an effective technique. So you're getting all of that in the free 30-day social confidence challenge. Is the end of the promo talk. So go sign up at bit.ly/social confidence challenge, bit.ly/social confidence challenge. And Graham, thank you very much for sharing. Much
No
appreciated.
problem. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Bye for now.